The last election also showed the continuing dominance in the Philippines of a few political families and revealed the persistence of vote buying as a serious problem, including payoffs not to vote, in a special context of widespread poverty and gross inequality, even if there were a few positive stories of reversals of these old trends. Much remains to be done in the area of political recruitment and financing of alternative candidates, and thus in the development of genuine political party system in the Philippines. That is why the flawed party list law and its problematic implementation is real cause for concern. There were also signs of alienation from the electoral process among the citizenry. A lower than usual voter turnout, 60 to 65% of registered voters, including a very low level of participation from overseas absentee voters. They say only 14%. Now to the agenda or to the recommended action for electoral reform and continuing political involvement. Both the positive and the negative experiences of the last elections point to a number of important electoral reforms that needs to be pursued. Number one, a full revamp of the COMELEC, beginning with the appointment of a new chair and commissioners with unquestioned integrity and competence, especially in systems and management. These appointments are going to be in the hands, of course, of the President and the Commission on Appointments of the Philippine Congress, and it is our collective responsibility to monitor closely the process of selection, of appointment, and confirmation. There should also be serious effort to depoliticize and professionalize the bureaucracy. Second, we recommend the holding responsible for anomalies in the past election and the recently concluded ones accountable to the people. Good career people in the COMELEC can be the catalyst for the renewal of the institution. Number 3, modernization of the electoral system in time for the 2010 presidential election. There should be broad-based and transparent discussion on what type of poll automation is appropriate and how it is to be piloted and implemented. Number 4, particular attention should be given to the ARMM and the problem of warlordism because it is of the scale that can affect the national election. We also owe it to the voters in those areas who are effectively disenfranchised when elections are not meaningful, truthful, and free. Historically, those in power have found it useful to rely on the brazen exercise of power through intimidation, violence, and fraud. The 5th recommendation, a review of laws affecting the electoral system. Among the most urgent are the reform of the party system law, party list law, overseas absentee voting, political dynasties, the legal entry of nuisance candidates, and the formulation of an agenda for institutional reform. Second to the last recommendation, the development of mechanisms for deepening the political education of voters. For example, Pinoy Voters Academy and the Gabay Halalan. Fostering public accountability of politicians to the electorate. For example, the program of Bantay Pangako. And sustaining coordinated political engagement, especially among the youth, the citizens group, and church-based organization, for example, the V-Force. And finally, we recommend the cleansing and the publication of voters' lists long before the day of the election. As we appreciate and thank the men and women of goodwill and courage who influenced our last election, so do we thank the Lord for continuing to guide the journey of the Filipino people. Thank you and God bless you.